Good afternoon, everyone. It's Michelle Dalley from Umami Design Food. It's Sunday afternoon and I am live from my kitchen. Now, I'm not sure if anyone's going to join me or whether perhaps people will be catching up on demand later, but someone's joined me. Hey, Adam Stevens, quick switch script from meat and fish to vegetarian and vegan. I'm only joking, Adam. Seriously, thank you for joining me this afternoon. You're live in my kitchen and it feels really personal. It feels really different doing this sort of Facebook Live to the chaotic ones I often do it for networking. And yeah, I'd give you a tour of the kitchen, but if I'm honest, not all of it is tidy. It's tidy kind of behind me, but not so much in front. So smash the like buttons if you're watching. As I said, this feels really personal because it's from my home, from my kitchen. My dog is here. He's hoping that I'm going to take him for a walk. He doesn't understand about Facebook Live. He's got no idea what I'm talking about. But this afternoon I am talking food because I've been thinking about maybe doing some cooking live, but I thought probably the best way to start is by talking about ingredients. So in the background you'll see my favourite cooking apron, my lovely double oven. I've got Hob here on the island. I've also got 4 people watching now. I've also got my able assistant has just come down to join me. Are you coming to say hello, Henry? You are? So the lovely Henry is coming to join me. I'm going to have to lift him up. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh! This is Henry.
International goalkeeper for Cardiff under 9s.
International goalkeeper for Cardiff under 9s. Adam, say hello to Henry, and then you can.
I'll just say hello because I'm Haddon when he's upstairs.
Brilliant, Henry. Thank you.
In bed.
Is he? Brilliant. Up in the snooze. Right, you jump down because I'm going to talk about food. You can sit over there and watch if you like. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Never worked with children and animals. Hey, Henry. Adam says, hey, Henry. Someone smashed the likes. And... Henry, thanks. He's been in the bath for like the last half an hour and now he decides to come down and join me. Anyway, so I'm talking umami and I'm talking enough food. Hi, Linda. You okay? Sorry, I'm just going to give Henry his last warning. Last warning now. Thanks. See, this is why I'm a group leader, because I run meetings like this. It's just like a parent. So anyway, so I'm going to be talking food, kids and live TV right now. You're absolutely right. I think you had a similar experience, but a bit more organised than me. So thank you for watching me, all of you. As I said, I'm Michelle from Umami Design for Food. And umami, people will often say to me, what on earth, why umami? So people in the food industry, which is the target sector for that brand, will often know, not always, but they won't always know, but they'll often know what umami is. And so I thought today would be a great opportunity to perhaps share a little bit on video about what umami is, tiny bit, and then talk about some foods that you can use every day to make your food have the wow factor. So, first of all, umami is the 5th sense of taste. So for many, many years, it was thought that we just had 4 senses, so sweet, sour, salty and bitter. But actually, there's always been this undercurrent that there's something else going on in food, and that no one could quite describe it. So it's very much to do with a naturally occurring enzyme, and basically, not that long ago, something like 20 years ago, they discovered that there's actually a 5th sense of taste, which they named umami. It was discovered by some Japanese guy. You don't need to know his name. I can never remember it. But anyway, this Japanese guy worked out that this particular natural sauce reacted with the taste buds in our mouth and created that Moorishness. So umami is often described as Moorish. You can't quite put your finger on why it tastes so good. A food with umami, with natural umami, tastes just different. You want more. And it's a naturally occurring amino acid, and as I say, it activates that taste bud that makes us want more. So who wants to know what sort of foods have umami? Anyone? Thank you for everyone who's just joined me live from my kitchen. First of all, there's a really good book which you won't see because it's back to front, because I always forget about the flip thing. The Flavour Thesaurus, that is really, 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 really good. And I'll show you a couple of other books. I'll talk about other books that I use as well. So I'm going to talk you through some foods that you can use every single day in your cooking to add the umami. it's not just, there's lots of different products, loads and loads of different foods that have it, and some of them you might be aware of, and some of them you might not. So I'm going to start with one of my favourites, a store cupboard favourite, Liam Perrin's Worcester Sauce. Also back to front because of the flip thing. Anyway, Worcester Sauce. Do you have Worcester Sauce in your cupboard? If you do, first of all, it's not suitable for vegans or vegetarians because it has anchovy in it. But Worcester Sauce is an absolute diamond of an ingredient. So if you're making anything with tinned tomatoes, you need Worcester Sauce. Chuck it in liberally, loads of it. I probably get through a bottle of this every month or 6 weeks. I chuck it in everything. If you're having tinned tomatoes, normal tomatoes, rare bits, if you're making spag bol, anything like that, anything really, whack in some Liam Perrins or your favourite brand of Worcester sauce. It does just add that extra lift. As I said, remember, it's not suitable for vegetarians or vegans because of anchovies. And incidentally, anchovies are rich in umami, so probably the key activating ingredient for Worcester sauce, but you could just have that. Honestly, just use it. It's really, really good. One of the other things that you can use lots of is, that you probably have, is soy sauce. So this is Kikkoman soy sauce. It's absolutely superb. You can have it with salt, with a low salt version, but actually it's used widely in Japanese, Thai, you know, kind of those sorts of areas. Linda, everything bad for you? No, look, Worcester sauce can't be bad. Neither is soy sauce. As long as you keep your salt levels balanced, you're okay. Am I right, Adam? Give me a tick or not, or is he gone? Anyway, but the thing with soy sauce is, again, you can just add it in. I'm making amazing Thai vegetarian curry. Curry. So it's kind of butternut squash, lime juice. It's got all those really good sort of gingers and garlics. And then, right at the end, if I forget to put my soy sauce in, then actually it misses it. It doesn't quite deliver. Hello, Tony. Spot on, Adam. I can't remember what for, but thank you for being spot on. So soy sauce, again, it's that secret ingredient. If you go, idea for a new show, Sunday Afternoon Kitchen. Wow, if only someone hadn't thought of that. But if you're ever going to Wagamama, yeah? Wagamama, packed with umami. Their dishes just are. They're using this sort of stuff all over the place. The soy sauce, fish sauce. So again, brilliant for Thai food. Just brilliant. Just chuck in a little bit of that. And then, you know, you've also got things like truffle oil. Rather a luxury, I would say. This truffle oil is actually from a full networker, from Tim Fussell at Fussell's Fine Foods, not sponsored by him. But truffles, again, have natural umami. So when you think about cuisines and you think about, you know, my favourites would be probably Italian. Italian food is packed with natural umami, umami ingredients. So if you look at things like Parmesan cheese, you know, if you see a recipe and they say, you know, when you've made a spag bol or something, a vegetarian one, you can use a grana padano, you can use a pecorino, a vegetarian version. You just scrape some of that lovely Parmesan onto the top of it, and actually there and then it's just giving it that extra kick. So you don't need huge amounts of it, but you can make a real difference. So Parmesan, I haven't got any Parmesan. It was a pretty poor show if we haven't got Parmesan. Another one. Now this is controversial, really. Marmite. Let's have a look, Martin. The wife's Filipino, so if you... Yeah, exactly. And we don't know why it tastes so good. We don't know it makes a difference. It just does. Marmite. Who likes Marmite? Smash the likes or hates button. Ew. Honestly? Yeah, exactly. Look, 50-50. Yucks and likes. That's Marmite. Personally, I think it's disgusting. Makes me want to vomit. Someone, you like it, do you? Someone once made me a cup of black coffee and used Marmite instead, thinking it was funny. I nearly spat it at them and threw the cup at them. Ban people who don't like it. Ew, Adam, it's horrible stuff. Oh. And then I realised that, well, those things called twiglets. I hate twiglets. Always hated twiglets. Bits of tree with Marmite on. Basically, that's what you're eating. I'm just putting it out there. So those are just some of the ingredients I've got here. Another one would be green tea. I don't understand why, but green tea, I don't like green tea. I'm a coffee drinker all the way. But Miles in the office likes green tea. And again, places like Wagamama, you have your free green tea with your absolutely umami packed food. So who wants to know some other ingredients that contain umami? And there'll be things that you don't really realise, and then you'll go, oh, okay. Someone has hidden the Heinz tomato ketchup. I don't know where it's gone. I have an 8-year-old. He quite likes tomato ketchup. It's possible he's all been eaten. But Heinz, love Twiglets but hate Marmite. Weird. Trees with Marmite on. You just didn't realise until today, Linda, I'm afraid. But in seriousness, tomato ketchup is really useful. So one of my favourite recipes from the Wagamama cookbook is Umami sauce, and that's vinegar, soy sauce, that's light and dark soy sauce, tomato ketchup, sugar and tamarind paste. And I've always got a little tub of that in the fridge ready just to put over stir fries or with a bit of chicken for the boy, or over salmon salads and things like that. Really helpful. So other items. So I'm going to read from my little list down here to keep me on track. You've got tomatoes, ripe tomatoes, not those crap ones that you buy, but real ripe tomatoes where they've started to slightly decompose. That's natural umami. Mushrooms, particularly posh mushrooms. I'm a non-meat eater, don't like mushrooms. Weird, isn't it? But mushrooms, so shiitake mushrooms, those would be a favourite, Japanese mushrooms. Truffles I've touched on. But did you know that potatoes have umami? Potatoes, So actually, imagine, can you think about putting something like French fries with tomato ketchup? The two together explode. I'm not suggesting you should go and buy some from McDonald's, but in seriousness, chips and tomato ketchup. What's that, Adam? I don't even know what that is that you've just put there. But chips and tomato ketchup, that's why they work. Umami plus umami, more umami. The depth of flavour develops. You've then got a burger. So a burger, don't eat meat, so 100 years since I've had a burger, maybe 35, something like that. 30. So a burger, potatoes, thank you. So a burger, beef with umami, natural umami, tomato ketchup and some cheese, and then put chips, and all of those things all together explode. Carrots have them. Carrots has umami, and so do sweet potatoes. I love sweet potatoes. Sweet potato fries, sweet potato wedges, sweet potato baked, sweet potato. Yum, yum, yum. Avocado, nuts, sun-dried tomatoes. Again, sun-dried tomatoes, if you're going to use sun-dried tomatoes when you're cooking, use the dried ones, really good quality, not the ones in oil. They're convenient, but usually the oil is a bit crap. So better to buy the dried ones, get some good oil for yourself, and then make them yourself. In terms of meats, beef, pork, bacon. Bacon has umami, and quite often vegetarians are said to stop being vegetarian because they miss bacon. So, yeah, you need to find a different source to get that sort of taste receptor than bacon, I suggest. There's high levels in cured foods. So, as I said, things like anchovies, where they're tinned or cured or smoked, all those tend to have naturally high. Chinese food, lots and lots of umami in that sort of food. Anything with soy, seafood, shellfish, again, high in umami. And you can use these ingredients I've just talked about to enhance the impact of those base foods. So the umami lingers in the mouth. It's delicious. You can't quite put your finger on why it makes a difference. But hopefully, from what I've been talking about, suddenly some of these things will start to make sense. And go and look at what you can use. They're savoury foods. They enhance the flavour. It's naturally occurring. Now, one of the odd things is that there is a man-made version of umami. It's monosodium glutamate, MSG. It's not widely added in UK foods, mainly because the supermarkets would not sign off a product, an own label product with MSG. So it tends to come in American foods. So if you think about Pringles have MSG. So a fake version of umami. That's probably the easiest way to describe it, a chemical version of umami, a fake version. Pringles, Doritos, things like KFC. The secret ingredient in KFC? It's MSG. You want to keep eating more. So all of those, you know, if you think about it, Pringles, their marketing line is once you pop, you can't stop. I'm sure Adam's going to jump in here and help me out on this one. But once you pop, you can't stop. That's because of MSG. It activates those taste receptors, which make you want to eat more. Until about 20 years ago, Walkers used to have MSG in their crisps, and not anymore. So a lot of modern snacks now will say MSG free. Chinese food, you know, you order a Chinese and you're just like, oh my God, I want to eat more of it. That never happens to me. I have an allergy, a severe allergy to MSG, which is rather ironic on the basis I run a company called Umami. But yeah, I've got a severe allergy. It makes me really poorly. But MSG added into Chinese is the reason why you want to eat more of it. It's not because that Chinese is naturally delicious. It's because they've got big, big tubs of white powder at the back and they whack it in and it makes your food bake delicious. It's all true, I promise you. So because I'm so allergic to MSG, I can't eat Chinese. I have to check ingredients carefully. If it's an own brand like Marks and Spencer's, Waitrose, not going to have a problem. But anything that looks slightly American, slightly dodgy, anything like, you remember Frazzles from the 90s, those bacon flavour? Not good. Chinese, they definitely use it, and unless you go really contemporary Chinese, then they'd be offended. But I'm talking high-end, posh Chinese food. But even then, you should check because it can have nasty side effects. So that's the sort of man-made version of umami to make us want to eat more food. So once you pop, you can't stop. It's marketing. And it's fake. So stop buying the Pringles, buy something nice, buy something clean that won't give you a headache and won't make you eat the whole packet. So I've kind of talked around my notes there really. I'm hoping this has been useful to you. Someone's already suggested we should do Sunday kitchen. Maybe one week I will cook. I love cooking, absolutely love it. My career in the food industry meant that I've worked with some amazing chefs over the years. That doesn't make me an amazing chef. I'm a pretty good home cook. Can't bake, mainly because I'll eat the cakes. I don't watch TV cookery programmes either. I've worked with so many amazing chefs. So, yeah. So, Callum, you've said the same for pubs. Do the pubs add MSG to their recipes? No. No, you would never. If that's what you mean, do pubs add MSG to their recipes? Absolutely not. I have 4 ends, better version of Mary Berry. Wow, I feel like I'm really achieving today. Thanks for that. But no, pubs would never use MSG in their recipes. I've developed many recipes over the years for pubs. Lasagnas, curries, millions of portions a year, fish cakes, £250,000 contracts for fish cakes. No, the factories absolutely will not use MSG. Totally not. Will not get signed off by any major pub group or restaurant group. Wouldn't even be allowed in the factory. It's Mitchells and Butlers that buying ready-made foods. Yeah, okay, Callum. So I'll answer that. So my last job in corporate, I was the business manager for Breaks, who are the largest food service company in the UK, over £3 billion. I looked after Mitchells and Butlers. Their turnover is about 52 million. Breaks, the account when I looked after it was £52 million. And we did all the menu development for Mitchells and Butlers. Totally, no chance, zero chance ever of them having MSG in their ingredient deck. It would not get approved. It just wouldn't. They're really passionate. I mean, they're driving down salt, they're driving down sugar. They're all about trying to have a clean deck of ingredients, but absolutely not. There is no way any of those guys, you know, the Wagamamas, no, all those sorts of things. I'm thinking of you doing that and looking for a chef. You're going to come be my chef. Oh my God, that would be so cool. I could do the talking, you could do the cooking. That would be cool, wouldn't it? I've done quite a few live demos like that. Many years ago, I actually worked in Harrods for a day on the seafood counter. True story, maybe a different Facebook Live. I worked on the fish counter in Harrods, and I talked while the fishmonger cut the fish up. I've also Facebook Live with Jane. Jane's a great cook. Good idea. I like that, Adam. Thank you, Renee. That's great. Appreciate the feedback. So yeah. So all those things. Yeah, I'd definitely be up for doing some cooking. I cook a lot here. If anyone's on Instagram, then take a look at my Instagram account, or our Instagram account. It's at Umami Design. And quite often I'm sharing pictures of coffee, pictures of where I've been, my passion for food, my passion for the food industry, my own cooking, and just really things I'm interested in. It's a lovely one. You've got to feed the Instagram with lovely things. Thanks, Kylie. My kitchen is lovely. I have a huge island in front of me. Huge, well, it's quite big. If you could see that, you'd see that it's not as tidy. But it is a lovely kitchen with lovely views out over Monmouthshire. And it's a great place. And when we have clients come to the studio, because we run our design agency from the barn, when we have clients come here, then what we actually do is sometimes we'll cook in the kitchen for them. We'll bring them through from the studio, where the team work, come through to the kitchen, where we'll often do food photography, and I'll organise a lovely lunch, which is mostly from Marks and Spencer's, to be honest. Callum worked for Carluccio's. Yeah, Carluccio's. I've looked after Carluccio's as a client. Yeah, they've got really good values, high use of fresh foods, and always natural ingredients. Again, you can't go wrong, really. Those big brands now, they're so under pressure to make sure that they're serving the absolute best, that that they're using really good ingredients. You know, they are under pressure to cut corners on price, mainly by consumers. The challenge of the supermarkets have come in, you know, these 2 dime for £10. Hello, foreign wife. 2 dime for £10 deals. They are a threat to the pub sector. The only thing is, the pub sector, they wash up for you, where, you know, Waitrose don't when they do 2 dime for £10. So yeah, always happy to talk food. If anyone's got anything specific they'd like me to talk about, then happy to do that. But again, this has been about Umami, and you know, why we called our business Umami, the food sector, is because we like to think we add that little bit extra, that little bit of pizzazz, that little bit of extra thought, that sparkle to our marketing, to our clients' marketing, to help them get results. And typically we're working with manufacturers to help them get the very best from their sales team by giving them all the marketing materials that they need to go forward. Many of my friends are still in the food sector, so I'm always talking desserts, fish, meat, all sorts of different things. That's what I do. That's my passion. So yeah, I love Waitrose as well, Adam. They've got really good values. And you know, they're actually pretty good to their suppliers. I always worked more on the food service side, so the restaurant and pub sector, rather than retail. The only retail I've ever done was Selfridges and Harrods. That was tough. Yeah, about £1 million worth of seafood into Harrods a year, about £250,000 into Selfridges. Again, both great clients to deal with. You know, I was truly blessed in my corporate career as to some of the opportunities that I had. So, oh, Jane, you're cooking Sri Lankan tonight. Good umami, definitely. Fish sauce? Or Worcester sauce? You missed the demo of ingredients that I've just done. So I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you so much, everyone, for your questions, for joining me on Sunday afternoon in my kitchen. Thanks for the comments, really does help. And maybe we will do another one, who knows? So I'll post some links in there afterwards, and whatever you're doing now, have a great weekend. I'm about to start cooking up a storm. Not really sure what I'm going to cook. I'm feeling inspired. Yeah, totally, Callum, that's the sauce. Feeling inspired. Got my Wagamama cookbook out, got my flavour thesaurus out. Maybe, what was that? Oh, Jen was late because she was at the checkout. Waitrose to help darling, or M&S for the win. So thank you very much. Message me with any questions or add them into the comments, and I'll catch you all soon. Thank you. Bye.